Hey there, everybody. Autism Fitness founder Eric Chessen leading the movement for movement here directly from my computer chair for now, but sometimes I stand up. In fact, most of the time I'm standing up. And if you, yes, you watching this video, probably on YouTube, maybe somewhere else, I don't know where it is right now, are ready to become an Autism Fitness certified pro and bring the best possible fitness and adapted PE programs to the autism and neurodiverse individuals that you serve on a daily basis, increasing their propensity for having an optimal experience in the gym, in the clinic, at home, at school, wherever, and building skills that will translate to better functioning in activities of daily living and a better quality of life overall. Then you, my friends, are ready for the Autism Fitness Level 1 certification. You can click the link to learn more in the description for this video below. So today, in the Tuesday training, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite strength exercises. And this one is often misunderstood, I suppose, or understanding what exactly this exercise is supposed to do and how it's supposed to be coached as well. And we are talking, or I am talking, about the standing band pull down. Now, the reason, because we always want to know what is the purpose of this exercise. We don't just arbitrarily pick exercises. That doesn't make any sense. That is not a program. That is just picking, oh, I thought of an exercise, so let's use that. That is not high quality programming, and that is not the Autism Fitness way. The standing band pull down is our stand-in, no pun intended, no wordplay there, for either lat pull down or a pull-up. Now, I don't know about you, but most of the athletes I've worked with over the past 20 years, out of all of those athletes with autism and other neurodiversities, I don't think any one of them, especially in the beginning, and then even years later, were able to perform a pull-up just yet. Very difficult body weight exercise, which also brings me to a secondary point. I don't want to get too far off of this, but secondary point that body weight is not always easier. And I'll talk a little bit about that with the context of the band pull down. So the reason a pull-up is so important, there of course enters the dog now. The reason that the pull-up is so important is, and there goes the dog, is so important is we want a vertical pulling movement because this is going to strengthen the shoulders, the upper back, going to give us some trunk stability. And we want our athletes to get stronger in this range of motion. If we're talking about activities of daily living and creating some functional abilities, the standing band pull down is a great one. And that movement is going to carry over or generalize into other daily skills. So let's take a look at it. And we'll go through the standing band pull down. Now, the other part of this is we want full range of motion. And when we come back to the idea of the pull-up, since our athletes, number one, our athletes cannot do a full pull-up or even a partial pull-up. And second to that, because we may not have access to a lat pull down, it may be a situation where it's too dangerous also because machines, there can often be some counterproductive aspects of that, including safety. So we want an exercise that is, number one, effective, number two, safe, number three, accessible for our athletes. So we have the standing band pull down here, which includes this capability to have a modified or simplified or less challenging variation of that pull down motion. That's why I love this exercise so much. So the way that we set it up, you see, you do need an overhead setup. Now, if you are taller than your athlete, you can hold the band overhead. There's a separate protocol for that. But right now, presuming that you have something to which another pull-up bar or something overhead that is stable. It has to be stable, that you can wrap the bands around, then this is a go. So you can see I set the bands up. They're about shoulder width, and my athlete is locked in. Now, a couple of important aspects of the band pull down. Important aspect number one is we want the athlete to grip over the bands. Aspect number two, is we want a full range of motion, not a half range of motion. We are always going for a full range of motion, right? And aspect number 3, of course, when we talk about the difference between an effective and a less than effective movement, we're always talking about motor control. So rather than the athlete going quickly and bring the bands up and down without any eccentric or concentric control, we want full range of motion and the athlete to be able to pull with a good amount of strength and stability there. And athlete here is going up a little quickly. So this is something that we're going to work on, having him go much slower through that full range of motion. The range of motion is really good. He's extending those arms. An athlete who's just pulling the bands really quickly and going through maybe 2 or 3 inches range of motion is not going to get the full benefit of this exercise. So where do we program the standing band pull down? We'll program this exercise, of course, in the strength section. If you're interested in learning exactly how to program for the best outcome, whether you're working with individuals or groups, then you are definitely wanting to check out the Autism Fitness Level 1 certification, because it's not just throwing this exercise in anywhere, it is part of a system. An exercise is a tool, we need a toolbox to use it, and that exactly is what you get in the Autism Fitness Level 1 certification. So to recap, standing band pull down is a supplement for a vertical pull, which one of the highest expressions or most challenging variations of that is going to be a pull-up. Most of our athletes can't do pull-ups, so we want to find a modification that meets their current level of ability. Standing band pull down can be implemented in a variety of different environments, as long as you have something overhead to attach the bands. And we can also guide the athlete through that full range of motion as well. So it makes it a super viable super viable exercise for any athlete, because you can see across different levels of ability, we can provide a prompt or some type of cue that really works for the athlete. Second is we want to guide them through that full range of motion, and with that as well, a third here, and these are not 1, 2, 3 in order. These are all important. We want the athlete to have control throughout the range of motion, because if they're going too quick, then they are not stabilizing. They're not getting what they need out of the exercise. So standing band pull down, one of the most important exercises that we have, at least for the upper body, with our athletes on the autism spectrum and other neurodiversities, and just anybody in general. So there's more where that came from as you continue to watch the Autism Fitness Tuesday training series here. Please like and subscribe. That's Kilo the dog, who wants to make an appearance right here. I'm Eric Chessen, founder of Autism Fitness. I'm sure you're more interested in the dog right now. If you are ready to become an Autism Fitness Certified Pro, head on over to autismfitness.com. And this year, 2023, yes, I'm dating this video, but 2023, you have your option of either selecting your virtual hands-on practical or in person, where you can actually see me and say, he's a little bit shorter than I thought he'd be, but still have an awesome time learning and doing and developing the skills that you and your athletes deserve. So on autismfitness.com, once you register for your certification, you can choose your virtual practical date and or your location as well. I'm Eric Chessen. Thanks for watching.